Chapter 8, 5 Hierarchical Levels. Personality overlays imprints from the parents and society. Each offspring of any parent has imprints in the DNA and genetic memory from their parents. Children will not move beyond their parents. We are whole systems, and children will continue to show the parents what the parent lacks until the parent recognizes this and shifts. Every human being has incorporated into them the personality imprints of the society they grow up in with all the components of that society. These are identified through the 5 hierarchical levels of organizational systems. 5 hierarchical levels of organizational systems man develops. These are levels of any organized system arranged in relation of importance. These are in reference to the systems created or developed by human beings. Significant about any hierarchy level is the principle and law that you cannot fix problems on the level the problems exist. You must always go up to the next highest level to fix the problem. So, for example, if it's an individual's problem, the family must be addressed and fix the problem. Family problems must be fixed on an organizational level. Organizational problems must be fixed on a society, culture, nature level, and society, culture, nature must be fixed on a global level. 1. Individual. This is relating to or distinctively associated, intended for, and pertaining to one person. Being an indivisible whole existing as a distinct entity in and of itself. 2. Family. This refers to a group of individuals living under one roof or a group of individuals of common ancestry. This can also refer to a group of individuals united by certain convictions or a common affiliation or related by common characteristics. 3. Organizational. This refers to generally an administrative and functional structure, and the personnel of such a structure, and the condition or manner of being organized. Oftentimes, organizational is created to serve a need as to the functioning of the organization. 4. Society, culture, nature. This refers to a voluntary association of individuals for a common end, oftentimes with common interest, beliefs, or professions. These consist of individual members that have developed organized patterns of relationships through interactions with one another. This involves distinguishable goals, standards of living or conduct, and often social groups having clearly marked identity. These can consist of different groups setting themselves apart based upon such things as intellect, finances, acquaintances, preferences, interest, skills, beliefs, behaviors, and other aspects relating to characteristic features of everyday existence. 5. Global. This is relating to or involving the entire world, referring to a wide or universal range. This can also involve all aspects relating to characteristics of everyday existence, communication, interest, preferences, beliefs, and behaviors relating to a universal range. If the individual isn't fulfilling as their greater self, the family must look at itself and shift. The individual is reflecting the denied needs of the family. What the family deflects is merely reflected by the individual. This is true on any of the hierarchical levels. What the level above lacks or deflects is reflected on the lower level. This hierarchy of levels of organizational systems starts at level 1 and builds on up through the levels to number 5. It takes whole individuals to build a family, whole families to build whole organizations to build whole societies, cultures, natures, and whole societies, cultures and natures to build a whole globe. See, again, you already truly knew this. Sensory blocks and family. Children will not go past parents. Parents must shift. Children do this to show parents what the parents don't have, so parents will shift. Children change when parents change. Sins of parents on heads of children for 4 generations. A guided imagery of the person going on a trip even though others aren't going along, telling them they may find others to help them on this journey. The projection goes out onto the other person in the relationship, and the other person has to take on the projection and has to make it come true to get the projecting person to where they need to go. A guided imagery of the child giving the shift back to the parent or other family member has shown to be helpful. You don't even need to know what the gift might be. Just do this with your focus on the wrapping paper, its size, whether it is decorated, and if so, with what and how, where you may give the gift to the person at the location of the gift exchange. The imagined experience of you working with the subconscious, you are on sacred grounds, both with yours and, yes, with another's. Blocked areas show as areas in the body movements that they are not using. This can also be recognized linguistically by the words used to build the sentences. This takes practice, as sometimes the words can be assumed or presupposed, and sometimes the words are just not there and are missing. Having a person just physically activate the area of the body or position of the sense will get the sense to open up more when it's blocked. Also, having a person just add a sensory referenced word in their sentence regarding the blocked sense can open the sense up more. Don't have them think about it, talk about it, or try to figure it out, or explain it. Just be in the same position as the sense that is blocked. The 2-second rule applies as a way of identifying blocked areas of the neurological sensory firing map. When an individual speaks, thinks, or responds consciously in any manner, within 2 seconds of their conscious receiving the data from the subconscious, they will have some body movement or response in the area where the subconscious fired last for the data given to the conscious. This way of identifying sensory blocks is very vital, not only in identifying subconscious blocks, but determining the subconscious complete process of the sensory neuron fire for conscious access regarding anything coming to conscious. This still happens when conscious isn't even aware yet. Within 2 seconds, the subconscious is processed through the data, and any movement, gesture, or position of the body indicates the last sense fired by the subconscious. Identifying the location and referring to the holographic human body map will not only identify the firing order of the processing, it will identify the area processed in the subconscious. This 2-second rule applies with any subconscious processing and body movement, gesture, or position on all subconscious processings.